Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing another VOD view. This is actually for Fluffy. We've had a lot of Fluffy VODs, and Fluffy has actually said this in the little message saying, I know we've had a lot of requested recently, which is completely fine. I don't mind kind of requesting a lot of VODs and stuff like that. Just, it's very kind of hard to pick out new things sometimes, but Fluffy has gone up to Diamond 1, which is a huge climb from obviously the Plat ones, which I've done in the previous VODs and stuff like that. So I don't really mind doing it because, you know, there probably will be new things to talk about, especially because they've said we've talked about kind of how we've improved from last time. Fluffy is cute again with the tank and the soldier again, obviously from the last VODs. This is either one of my mods on, I guess, on Cass, and then they're also with the Rhine. So yeah, so I'm just going to get started with the VOD. You can also get your own VOD views. You have for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. Just purely of like my own gameplay and stuff like that. You're more than welcome to come and chill and either like lurk for the channel points, or you're more than welcome as well to come and say hello to my lovely community we have over there. We are using the Owl Guardian skin. I've been saying this quite recently. I've hardly seen anyone use the skin, or I just haven't used it at all. Finally I found someone that's using it, which is really nice. It might be because it's just come out in the shop, but I don't know yet. We've also had the cute little Valkyrie weapon charm as well, which is really, really cute. Anyways, so we're going to get into it at the start of this VOD. I'm just going to give you a quick little piece of advice, by the way, at the very start here. What's going to happen is this Ryan's going to swing 2 fire strikes at this door to get some early ult charge. You want to be down with him and then GA back up to your cast. Just that little bit of, oh, someone has a pick, that's great. Just because, what's it called? It allows you to get the early ult charge. But so we'll get going. It also gives you a ride a lot of ult charge. Obviously, it doesn't really work if they have, like, someone to DM it and stuff like that. But say they're running ball, it can get a lot of, like, great value and stuff like that. Okay, we have registered where they are. As soon as you kind of registered like where they are, you kind of like want to be hugging down here a little bit more, because right now you're playing in that LOS of these guys. Now obviously they don't really have as much of a hit scan, but they do have this AlphaAli. AlphaAli at the moment, as when I'm recording this, is extremely like broken basically. Like she can like really easily tap you and stuff like that. So essentially you just want to you just want to kind of like play down here and play out of the way, like down here basically. Alright everyone, so back into the VOD. So essentially, obviously healing up cast, which is completely fine. Nice little rotation round, which is really, really nice. Your other DPS is finally picked, which is really, really nice. I love how you're just like playing out here. This is completely fine. Obviously letting your AlphaAli heal your Rhine. Is, you know, he's not really taking too much damage, which is completely fine. Love this little flank with your cast. Love your positioning right now. Really nice. You can res that. You can res that. Oh, okay. I feel as though this is a bit of a communication issue, basically, right? So if we just quickly go back a little bit. Because the issue is, I know you have comms with obviously your cast and your Rhine right now. This would be really great if you communicated with these guys saying, hey, just play a bit passively for a sec, I want to res. So let's have a quick look back at it. So we're damage boosting cast. You cannot help that AlphaAli there. That AlphaAli is dead no matter what, so that's fine, right? So at this point, your Rhine is pushed up and also your cast is in a very safe spot. You literally just need to say to people now, I want to res, okay? And then you, what's it called? Fluffy did call, I just misplayed. Oh, well, there we go. It's all Eva's fault, everyone. It's fine. I love how you're waiting for it, but really good initiative to see that your cast is still pushed forward. I like how you go to res it, because obviously it's the safest res, and your Rhine's fine now. Just click on the damage just a little bit sooner for those fire strikes. Okay, at this point, yeah, I was about to say, you want to damage Mr. AlphaAli here. Really, really nice. Nice heals as well. I would... once your kind of AlphaAli is a little bit more topped up, because she's quite a bit away from the Rhine, yes, the healing python's on and stuff like that, but get him like to half HP if you can, because you have this Reaper and stuff that will like try and like tank bust him basically. So just try and like flick it onto him just to make sure he's like a little bit okay. Nice though. Oh, okay. I feel as though we get a little bit carried away here with damage boosting the pin, that we kind of like lose our position, because I feel as though you're gonna fall now. Yeah, okay. So let's quickly go back. I'll talk about how we need to do this, right? With damage boosting Rhine pin, you don't want to damage boost it unless he's unless the person he is pinning isn't someone that's 200 HP or isn't like a 600 HP tank, right? Because when Ryan goes into pin, it's a straight like 200. I think, from the top of my head, right? That kills the majority of squishies. Now, if you pin someone, say, like a Bastion or like a May or Cassidy, for example, will not kill him. But if you put the damage boost on, it will give, what's like 25% of that? Like, I'm trying to do like quick maths in my head. That's 50, isn't it? Yeah. So when you damage boost a Rhyme pin now, it's 250. So that will kill anyone that's like 250. I couldn't say on top of my head. But obviously it will not kill like a Bastion, for example, because obviously he's 300. But like if people do damage to him like while he's pinning and stuff like that, and then you go and damage boost the pin, that will like, what's it called? That will kill him and stuff like that. Now with tanks and stuff, it depends on like how like low the tank is. You can kind of like get a sort of gist of this, or if you have comms, for example, people can like tell you like how weak they are. If the tank is below that 250 HP, or like between that like 200 and 250, you want to once again damage boost that pin to try and like eliminate that tank. Basically, you going to damage boost this Ram isn't really a necessity for you right now, when in reality you should actually just be backing off completely. All right, so I'm just quickly go through it. So this was a nice rotation here. I like this. Obviously we talked about the healing and everything before, so that's completely fine. Right, it's this bit, okay? You kind of like see this Ryan pin in, so it's absolutely fine that you do the slingshot, but this slingshot should have been in front of the cards, okay? Because we know like Overwatch, we've said quite a few times in VODs and stuff that like Overwatch is very much a like space taking game a lot of the time. So obviously you have like, basically this is the space that now the enemy team has this like big angle on now, because you don't have anyone covering it. So you going into this area puts you very much at risk from this enemy controlled area, which is how you end up getting picked off by this ult, right? You essentially at this point, as soon as you see that he's pinning this Ram, and this Ram's in his nemesis form, that you know, the big bulky form thing, you essentially know that he's not gonna, what's it called? He's not gonna like eliminate people. You instead, while you're like doing this slingshot backwards, you want to slingshot behind, like in front of this car, and just sit and damage boost your AlphaAli. And then what's it called? Like as soon as you get like GA back up like onto cooldown, stuff like that, then you'll want to rotate either like up here or like down below here or like in here, just wherever like kind of suits you best at that very moment in time. But you making this rotation here is like what's got you killed in this scenario, right? So we just need to kind of like brush that up a little bit more. But yeah, the big buff man form, yes, is also the one that I like to call it. Oh, I've gone back, hold on. So yeah, so obviously we talked about that, it's all fine. We'll see how your team kind of do okay, because your soldiers ended up dying as well. Your Ryan, bless, like stood on 1 HP as well for absolutely ages, but can't really do about that. Right, so we're getting back. Obviously this is now like a lost team fight, you're not going to win this, so this is perfectly fine. Nice how you're not using any slingshots here, you're just using your GA cancels. That one, I'm being nitpicky with you now, Fluffy, because you're really high leveled. This one can be a GA bunny hop, which essentially what you do is you GA, and then as you get to your target, you cancel it, and you hold your jump, and it allows you this like big like bunny hop thing towards here. It helps you in these like kind of smaller movement scenarios and stuff to not use up that slingshot GA, because if you now use this slingshot and then Junkrat comes onto you, you have to wait like 2 seconds before you can GA again, putting you very vulnerable for like a Junkrat 2 tap, alright? It's just like a hypothetical scenario, right? So if you can, try and like do a cancel GA and then a bunny hop to get yourself around here. It leaves your GA then at 1.5 seconds in case that Junkrat comes to you. So just like a little bit of like a higher level thing now, because of Fluffy, you're like getting us like some of the higher ranks now. But anyways, so obviously we're staying here with the, what's it called? You need to heal your Tracer, heal up your Tracer, heal up your Tracer. There, we got it in the end. Just try to keep on looking out for your Tracer there. That's obviously you rotate up to high run though. Played up here is completely fine. Really nice. I've been looking to try and like help your Tracer now though, like still like at this point just be actively looking for your Tracer, because obviously your Tracer's like this really low HP. Now don't go like chasing after it, because obviously you know it's not really your job to go chasing after the Tracer with healing and stuff like that. What like I would have done as a Tracer here, which this Tracer didn't, I would have blinked up the stairs to get the healing before going back in. He just didn't decide to, but just be aware and just like kind of be flicking there on the just in case like the Tracer's gonna come back to the stairs and stuff like that, which I kind of like see you're doing now, which is really, really nice. Ooh, okay. Let's back this out because I feel as though we could also help the team a little bit more here, okay? So this is fine with you obviously staying up here and everything like that. This is completely fine. Obviously, like, at this point, I would say still be looking out for that tracer a little bit more than what you're doing. Okay, when you hear this ultimate, you want to be going in and damage boosting, like, this ultimate. This ultimate, at this very moment in time, is absolutely broken as anything, okay? Just in fact, this kind of character, I don't think synergizes well with Mercy in some scenarios, which I'm going to make a full, like, AlphaAli Mercy video, because I found playing with them, she doesn't really work as well when you're running like a D.Va or like a Winston or something, because obviously both of you are very short range healers. But if you're running someone, say like a Ryan, for example, she's like really, really strong. And this ultimate is just absolutely broken. So what you want to be doing is it's absolutely fine for you to obviously be sat here like with your soldier and stuff like that. But as soon as you hear that ultimate, try your best to like do like a little like mini super jump or stuff like that up to kind of like damage boost it and stuff. And this is also what I mean by like helping out your team here, is I'm just quickly do like a flyby view over here. So you can go in, you can damage boost that ult, and you can also try and help your Ryan, because what's going to happen is while AlphaAli is in her ult, she will just be entirely focusing on like trying to follow up on whoever she hit with like the ultimate, which is like the BAP and also the other AlphaAli. I was trying to look at like what character is that. So at this time, the Ryan's only getting his healing from the healing Python and stuff like that. You could just quickly, as you've kind of come over to damage boost this ultimate and damage boosting her, you can quickly put your beam on as well to try and like, help this Ryan out. Maybe finish off helping with the ult, and then you could just return straight back to your soldier. Now, what ends up happening is I feel as though we're not really paying attention at this point, which I've just seen your message, you were looking at your phone. Yeah, this is you not paying attention and then being like two tapped by, by this Junkrat, by just not paying attention. And both of like supports actually do end up dying, which is a little bit like not great for your team. I think you guys might win it out though, maybe. But it's just about kind of being a little bit more aware, kind of like while you're while you're in the team fights. Obviously trying to get back as quick as you can. Love how you got your pistol out on the just in case. Got trapped by the Junkrat, which amazing Junkrat traps. We love them. That is absolutely not your fault. Like, why is he here? He was waiting for so long? No, I was like, why is he there? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, you cannot do anything, like, what's it called? Watch from his POV? Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Okay. He was there for a full 20 seconds. Waiting for you. That's a bit obsessive in my opinion. That is not your fault. So he had such a good opportunity to kill you there as well. As soon as he hears that Junkrat trap right next to him, he just goes bam bam and you're dead already. He doesn't even need his ultimate there. Like that's why I would say like you were like, even myself, I would not expect that, because what would normally, so this would normally happen, right? So the Reaper's obviously hidden here, like looking for like a blossom or something like that. Okay, oh, like the Mercy's trapped, bam bam, there, that's pretty much like already killing the Mercy, has to let her like respawn, allows a really quick re-engage and stuff for the enemy team. This is obsessive. This is like he wanted you to, which is exactly what happens now. Like I would not be expecting this whatsoever. Like this is not your fault for dying here. And then just walks away. That is not on you. That is not on you, Fluffy, whatsoever, my friend. Like, what is that? Like, anyways, well, it's like it's the way he just walks off as well. He walks off a little bit and then goes and rafes. Oh man. Anyways, obviously we move around. We use our Valve, which is completely fine right now. Okay, nice. Okay. This, we need to damage boost Tracer here. Alright, let me just quickly rewind it back for a sec. So, I like this ultimate, do not get me wrong. Just with this ult, try to still, like, play, like, jiggle peeking like this, like, with this area. Just purely so, like, they have this BAP and stuff like that, especially if it's, like, what's it called? A very, like, DPS-y BAP and stuff, he will just, like, go for you. So this Valk's absolutely fine. So obviously, you know, like, split between trying to help your Ryan and also trying to help these guys on the bridge and stuff. Just use that little bit more cover, like, around here, okay? But, as I'm saying, right, so it's completely fine you, like, trying to peel, like, for your, what's it called? Peeling for your soldier. Okay, as soon as he drops, you now have to think to yourself, okay, how can we eliminate this guy quickly? Because the soldiers end up dropping it, like, basically into the back line, right? And he's gonna have his heal pad because, you know, you both just respawned and stuff like that. So Eva's gonna be fine right now. You can put your blue beam onto your Tracer right now. Tracer does like one, maybe two damage boosted clips onto the bat. Maybe forces that lamp, you know, force him to do something. He is dead. Which is what you should be doing right now. You should be trying to assist him with that. Nice damage boost on the belt though. Sorry, on the visor even. Oh, we're going in. Go on. Love how you hide away. Nice. And then you can go res. Very, very nice. Okay, my only piece of advice with this bit, because I love how you hit and stuff like that. My only piece of advice with this rotation is to rotate here instead, because you rotating just completely open onto this bridge. If this bat decides to jump back up onto the high ground, he's got complete LOS direction, like line of sight you on here. If you GA into this room, it provides you with cover, as well as you can still be in beam range of your soldier. So just like try and like GA yourself into here for the second. But I love how you hid away from the tire and like made yourself obviously like away from everyone, which is really, really great. Really, really nice. So as you can see, jump around the bridge. Go with your Lori. Okay, at this point you should be going with your Lori, right? And I feel as though you end up doing that crouch like super jump spamming again where you don't need to. Like literally you could just stay down here on this bridge and just kind of play behind here. As soon as you see this Lori go up, you can just go in and damage boost her because she'll be wanting to contest this Junkrat, okay? What can happen essentially, she will like, obviously you'll go up with her, provide a lot more kind of impacts with like getting rid of this Junkrat basically. On the just in case he decides to like go at her for some reason. And also because Lori as well is unironically a really good damage boost target as well. Like I'd say for support wise, she's up there with like Zen and Bap. Like she is really like, especially if you have a good Lori, like it's really, really good for you to go up and like damage boost. But so we do end up kind of making a little bit of a longer rotation just to be with soldier and stuff. You don't need to GA in here. Like you can literally just stay like where you are. You GAing in here is the reason why you end up like taking this damage. So just play your distance up until you have to leave. And yeah, you end up taking a lot of spam damage just purely because that first GA you end up kind of GAing in, right? Let's quickly talk about it. You essentially, oh, this is the super jump as well that I mean. You don't need to do that super jump whatsoever. So it just means that you end up not going with the Lori. But anyways, yeah, it's this bit, okay? You don't need to GA in here. You are still in beam range, like here. You're still in range, like here. Or you like, if you desperately want to kind of like keep up with him, you can just like walk forward a little bit more. But then obviously you see like your soldier backing off, then you could just walk back behind the wall. Okay. You only really want to GA when you desperately need to, is Mercy basically. But we end up healing a little bit, which is completely fine. And then we end up rolling into a random Junkrat spam, which ends up getting us killed, right? But if we kind of like stayed out of the way, say, okay, yeah, we do end up rolling into that one Junkrat spam, we'd still be alive, okay? But as we keep on going, your team's doing pretty well, which is all good. Wait for Fluffy to get back. The Jays are so silly. I even said they were. I think it's just force of habit. I think so, yeah, and I feel as though it's one of them habits that, literally, it's one of your few habits you used to get out of now, Fluffy, I'm going to be honest. Like I feel as though it's just like your random kind of movement sometimes, like with what's it called? With like the GAs or like random, like this one for example, you don't need to do that. So just don't do it. Like unless, my kind of like thing with GAs at the moment, especially with like the cooldown that it has and stuff like that compared to Overwatch 1 Mercy and also like earlier Overwatch 2 Mercy, you essentially don't want to be using your GA unless you want to kind of move that long distance or do some kind of like tech with it or to try and like keep up with people, okay? If you're just moving, if you're safe where you are and you don't need to move, like because your team haven't moved or the enemies haven't pushed onto you, just stay where you are. Like, and you can just what's going, you can stay. So this is fine. Obviously, you just playing up here with your soldier. I like how you rotate into this room. I actually prefer to sit in this room. I'm going to be honest, because you have options, right? You can obviously check these like flank angles and stuff or like ping people because it takes like 1 or 2 tracer blinks to come up here as well, so it gives you like a lot of time to react. It also means you can like obviously sit and damage with soldier. If he rotates up to here, that's completely fine. And then you also have 2 options to drop down to cart because you could drop down here or you could drop down on the top of the bridge here. The most preferable is like obviously over here because it gives you like a lot of like really good cover. But yeah, it's really, really great. They say I have a joke, so said I'm not safe here, I feel way too vulnerable. Exactly. Which I love how you've like amended that position and stuff already, which is really, really great. And you're playing like really far back. That's really, like, honestly really, really great. It's really nice. Lovely. See, that's what you should be doing all the time, letting your GA play out or just like doing the short ones and stuff. He's got Blossom, or like near Blossom anyways, you should be thinking. Really nice. Same thing with that GA there, you don't need to GA because it's either you'll have to GA if he decides to run this way, in which case you just have to wait a second and let him run this way, or you can or he's gonna have to peek here because like he's killed this Reaper here, right? You didn't have to think to yourself, okay, well, where's he gonna want to peek from? It's either gonna be here or it's gonna be here, right? So you just either have to wait or you just wait there. But we'll keep on going. Played out the way with Soldier, which is alright. You're doing absolutely the correct thing right now. Because I can't really say too much here. Oh, Winston, okay. Okay. Oh, actually, I want to play this out because I feel so you might die. Hold on. Let me go back onto you. It was a nice escape, actually. Okay. Good talking to you. One thing where you can literally just do, right? I'm just going to wait for it to happen. Hold on. I'm on fire. Alright. You see Winston? Do not GA at all at this point. Because what happens is Winston has a massive hitbox and will either body block you or will like his boop thing will like mess about with your GA. You literally at this point want to create distance from your soldier, which you can do by coming back here and then you can do a prop jump with this wall, so like you're being connected, and fling yourself back up to keep yourself with your soldier. Because it makes the Winston think, okay? It's making the Winston pick between killing you or killing the soldier, right? So you just want to kind of like make that distance, and it's still safe here. This is like your safest possible place right now. You play back, you allow your soldiers to kind of like do everything, and you could just like pop jump like this. Because you doing this GA that you end up doing him gets boops by the Winston, which I can see, and then you end up getting hit by the AlphaAli that's in ult, okay? You could have literally avoided all this if you just played off the side. But so we keep on going. We do end up like rotating out, which is really nicely. We do end up saving it a little bit, which is like quite great to be fair. We could have avoided once again the whole scenario by just doing that movement instead. But so we rotate up here, which is completely fine. That I would have waited a second though and allow yourself to go up with the AlphaAli. That's fine. Love how you just walked away, really, really great. Move out. Lovely res. One of the things with this res is that you need to get that GA off afterwards, because if you don't get that GA off, I feel as though you would have been dead to the AlphaAli. So just make sure as soon as you've done that res, you have that escape route ready. Really nice damage boost though onto the Rhine. I'm hoping you managed to calm as well with that, Kiriko. I just want to say ping, but I realize you have comms with people, so it's like completely fine. That is absolutely not your fault that your Rhine dies. He's gone in way too aggressively. It's like, bam, whatever, don't care. But yeah. Was it res too far off from the bridge? Oh, I could look actually. Is this the res now? I think that's a possibility. I don't know whether that's a bit too far. It's good thinking though, definitely. What's it called? I don't know whether that, because the thing is there's this Bastion thing. Like, if it was completely on this plane bit, I would have said, yeah, go for it. But there's also this, this Bastion body that I feel as though is going to increase that distance just over. I think it could be doable, but I feel as though it's okay you doing it like this. Because essentially it's like, you have this Kiriko, and as long as your like head hitbox is just kind of like facing away and stuff like this, and it's completely fine. And also this AlphaAli I don't think can like kill you in time and stuff. It's really good fort, like 100%. And I think if it was slightly further like this way, you could definitely do it on this bridge and stuff like that. It's just this Bastion body. I don't know why, because I understand this core and stuff, so obviously, you know, to add like more cover and stuff like that. This Bastion does not give any cover whatsoever though. This is just here, you know, to stop us from doing nice reses like that, unfortunately. But yeah, after the res, just make sure you have that kind of thing. And yeah, Fluffy, I was wanted to say that the Rhyme wanted to swap, but to be honest, it's absolutely not your fault if the Rhyme pins in like that. Like, you can't do anything about that, but yeah. So let's keep on going. Obviously, nice position and everything here. Lovely damage boost. Really nice GA here as well. This is really great. Nice. Oh, you could have GA'd there. We should have GA'd like as literally as soon as we could there. But nice how we managed to catch up to him. Really nice. It's the same again with this random GA up into the high ground. You have this hands up with the Kitsune rush that can absolutely like annihilate you right now, right? We want to GA here and GA kind of like down to here if we can, or like into that cover over there, basically. Just some kind of form of cover, because you like super jumping up into here makes you really vulnerable to this hand zone and stuff. But keep going. Lovely damage boost though, and like healing as well. I really like that. Nice how you look out for your what's called your tracer. Nice crouching as well, just to obviously like be out of the way. Really good Fluffy. Okay, so Fluffy, with this round, I feel as though your damage boost has been really great. I feel as though like your reses as well have been really good. Obviously, you know, waiting them out and stuff like that. I want you to work on your movement, Fluffy, okay? And what I mean by movement is I want you to kind of like think about why you're GAing now. Don't just GA randomly and just because you can. Do it with a purpose now. Like really think about it. And also think whether you have to do the GA, right? With the examples of obviously like the bunny hops and stuff like that. Really think to yourself whether we have to do the GAs or whether there's like a better kind of movement thing we could do. Like for example with the prop jumps and stuff like that. Just like kind of think to yourself about that. Valks were good. We just need to play a little bit more in cover. But yeah. Yeah, no, definitely Fluffy, I think so far. But anyways, I'll keep on going with the VOD. I'll quickly fast forward it a little bit so we can get to when we're going out. Oh, we have Farah now. Okay. Gonna be intrigued into how you play Farah with this. Okay, I'm gonna say to you right now, this is one of my favorite pharmacy maps. And I'm hoping that this Farah does what Farah should do. Because this is gonna, if anyone's struggling with playing with Farahs, by the way, I'm hoping they will play how they should play, and it's gonna give you a really good kind of explanation as to how like Farah plays onto this map. Okay. So you want to kind of like try and keep up with damage boost. Okay. So already she's not really doing what we should be doing. But even then, we can adapt our positioning to whatever the Farah is doing, okay? Because right now, you are completely in LOS of this Ashe. So, now I'm going to talk about what Farahs usually do. Farahs will usually come up here and will, like, either spam out from here, like, over this roof and stuff like that, or they will come and play main. Now, obviously, they're coming to play main. You, essentially, as a Mercy, want to either play on this roof here and play up here, or you GA a complete slingshot and play on this roof up here. It's completely up to you. But essentially, at no point you want to be in this kind of like chokehold as Mercy, like just flying about right now. Because you see how you end up taking damage from the Ashe? Same thing with like the random super jump, you don't need to. Lovely rotation though onto the thing. You can't do it about that. I don't mind the fallen soul res actually. Just obviously just be careful with hit scans and stuff like that. But yeah. Mess up my GA. I wanted to get out of LOS of the Ashe. Yeah, just honestly, you just need to brush up on your movement a tad more. That's how you wait for it though. Same thing with a slingshot, you can just do a GA cancel there. Just to kind of like get rid of that cooldown. But you see how like you'll think yourself into the air right now when you don't need to. You can either like just stand on the ground here like you were doing, or you could just GA cancel and just land up on this high ground here. Because what's gonna happen is this Farah will normally do like her rockets and like her thingy boopy ability, I can't remember what it's called, will go in and obviously like be aggressive and stuff like that. But for the time being, while she's just spamming out the choke, which she'll just, she'll just like literally stand here and spam out the choke. You essentially don't want to be here with her. So you can just like stand here and just leave a blue beam on her. Or you can, you can just stand there. But yeah. Just so you're not heading down, basically being in that LOS. You can literally just stand and just be dormant on the high ground, basically. But nice. We end up going in with Bora. She ends up dying. Really unfortunate with trying to move, but it's fine. We end up getting it out. I understand like what you want to do with there, which was obviously, you know, to head over the bruise, which would have been better if you were like slightly more this way and stuff, but completely fine. Nice damage boost though on the Lori, really nice. Okay, it's an instance of like a random super jump. You do not need to super jump here, because what's going to happen is this Alari is going to work down this Ryan. Then Ryan's going to like, oh my gosh, like panic, and then puts up a shield, okay? At that point, you now need to pick someone to damage boost who is, what's it called, is behind the Ryan shield, which is your jungle queen, and damage boost her at the end, basically. Just what's it called? So, you can get rid of that Ryan a lot quicker. But anyway, so we'll keep going. Obviously, completely fine staying with your Biggie and damage boosting. Nice heals on the Alari. Lovely use of cover. Cannot like fault your use of cover. It's been really great. Especially because you know there's someone up on the high ground. Obviously waiting for Bora, which is completely fine. Same again with these GAs and stuff like that. You can literally just wait onto the ground up until your Pharah uses her boosters up, and then GA with her and cancel like around here, basically. Super jump, so he didn't hit. I'm plus who would have me. Okay. Nice using your cover though, with obviously the ultimate and everything. Can't do anything for your Lari there. Nice res though as quick as you can. Really, really helpful. Just really unfortunate with the GA. Nice escape from it though and everything. Really nice. Please help your Lari. We battle, because obviously, you know, it's end up being last fight and stuff like that. And I feel as though you just end up winning. Yeah, alright, filthy. So, overall, really, really good damage boost and, what's it called? Healing. I feel as though you did end up kind of damage boost a bit more with your team. Just do it a lot more. Like, think to yourself, instead of now kind of like, think to yourself, how much can I damage boost? Like, have it as like a goal for yourself. Like, how much can I physically damage boost in this like kind of team comp and stuff like that to get the most effectiveness that I can out of my damage boost? So this is obviously going to damage boost Alariel. This is going to kind of damage boost your DPS every now and again and stuff like that. Just really try to now up your kind of game sense a little bit more and just think to yourself, who can I damage boost that's going to get the most effective right now? Just a tiny bit more, because I can see that you definitely improved upon it, okay? Main thing though, Fluffy, is we need to work on our movement and like our like Mercy tech, but also like it's not like, oh, you need to like learn how to super jump, you know, stuff like that, because you know all that, you know how to use your movement and stuff like that, but you need to manage now your GA. You now need to kind of like manage your GAs rather than just like constantly spamming it or like randomly using it where you don't need to. Really think about whether you need to use it. But yeah. So yeah, definitely think about that, Fluffy, a bit more. Valks were good, Reses were good, haven't really had an issue with any of them. Just really kind of brush up on that movement and kind of really think to yourself, do I need to like go in and GA here? But yeah, that is the end of the VOD. Once again, Fluffy, please ask me any questions if you have any, you know, thing that you want to speak to me about. Once again, you can get your VOD views, you get 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too, where you guys can obviously, you know, build up the channel points, or you can come for like drops and stuff like that if you've got any that are on. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!